Sometimes you just get stuff in the mail and you cannot wait to work with it. And this is an example of that. So in the background of everything that I've been covering and everything I've been doing, I've been purchasing a lot of different watches and really enjoying myself in exploring this genre. I have a lot more to talk about that in the future, but one of the things that I discovered is an incredibly rich community of modders. And one of my favorite watches that I've found so far has been this. This is the GA-2100. This is the Bluetooth and solar version of it. I got this actually very inexpensively. It was under $100. Normally they're about 150. But you know what? I kind of wanted more of that diver feel a little bit. I don't dislike this by any stretch of the imagination, but I saw these and I had to have one. So we'll talk about this in a minute, but check out this kit. So I got two of them because I actually have two of these G-Shocks that I'm going to be modding. But this kit turns it into almost a Rolex-esque platform. So it's kind of like the kits that kind of make it look more like the Royal Oak, but the thing about these is that this kind of takes it in a different direction, and I like that. And for me, what I wasn't going to tolerate is if it didn't have a rotating bezel. This actually does. In fact, let me just open this real quick. And for this, I am literally just going to stick it in there and just try it. We'll see. Now, notice it doesn't have the clicks, so that's a little unfortunate. I didn't say anything about it one way or another, but it does, and this is important, have the texturing that I'm looking for. And thankfully, it's not loose. So I can definitely rotate the dial and still have it function. And I do use a dial. Now, I would much rather have been a locking dial, but you know what? This was only like a $50 to $60 kit on AliExpress, so I'm not too unhappy about it. I am really excited, though, to get this watch in the case and be able to see what it looks like, because I didn't see many pictures of it. So it comes with actually a pretty complete little kit here. So first we have a Phillips head screwdriver, which is my guess is to pull this out. And then we have a flathead screwdriver, and I think this is for the links. So the band itself, focus, actually has screw links, so that's really convenient. So I'll be checking those out. Now here we have a couple, what looks like a couple of spare screws for the links, I think, as well as for the body. I'm not sure what the two smaller ones, these ones here are. Maybe those are for the back plates here as spares, but we're not going to take that out. I actually did get replacement dial pieces for this, but I'm not going to be doing that as part of this video. I just want to get it in the case. So I might be speeding up some of this, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and get to it. So starting with the Phillips driver, we're just going to remove the screws on the body. Oh yeah, so those are body screws. So there we go, we have the case out with the 4 body screws, of which I almost launched one of them by accident just now. Let's go ahead and get it set up in this case. I just want to make sure it does appear symmetrical, which is appreciated. Oh wow, look at that. That is going to look sweet. So let's go ahead and get these screws in. Oh, you know what? I almost made a big mistake. Oh no, I don't have to worry about that because look, they have separate holes for the bands. So I could just get this straight in. That's nice. It's very nice. It is certainly going to add a lot more weight, but I kind of like that personally. It's more my style. And there we go, look. We have the G-Shock in its case. Still very recessed to get to the buttons, but definitely still doable. Rotating bezel, so I'll be able to line it up. And what I use this for the most is, like, I get off track very easily. So for me, this kind of gives me a sense of how long I've been spending on one task or another. But yeah, that looks great. So let's go ahead and get the band on. And let's see, is this a difficult process? No, it doesn't appear to be. It looks like, in fact, well, I guess we're going to find out. I'm actually not sure which screws are for this. I believe these are for the back plate. Those very small ones I think are for the links. And that's the tube. Okay, I think this is what we need, so let's pull this out. See what we got here. Okay, so that's exactly what it is, but I don't know if it goes both sides. I think it's just the one side, or is it? Aha. So that explains why you need two of these things. So you're going to need to arrest this. So this could be a little bit awkward. And of course, I'm not going to put this in a locked location, which is what I should be doing. I'm just, you know, going for it. So we're going to do that. Now, of course, after I completed this whole thing, I realized that I had done it just out of frame. So I'm going to save you guys the pain of having to watch me do this. What I need you to know, though, is that it's not that difficult. I probably didn't even need the tweezer. And if I had just simply arrested the case while I did it, it would have been no problem at all. So just lessons learned here. Take your time. Make sure you have a tray that's going to keep the screws from flying all over the place. And it's not actually a very difficult thing. But definitely you're going to want to keep it in a fixed position when you try to attach the band. Okay, so something I did learn here, if you actually push one side all the way in, there's enough of a lip to hold the screwdriver in place. So you want the one that is stationary to have the screw protruding. That seemed to work the best. So what I did is I had the pivot sticking out a little bit with the screw set all the way in, and it actually was capturing it, and I was able to screw it down pretty quickly once I figured that out. So now we're ready to take the bands and test it. I'm going to take off the watch I'm wearing, which is the Garmin Instinct 2 Solar. And yeah, we'll see what it looks like when we're done. Alright, so I'm happy to say that taking out and adjusting the links actually is incredibly easy. It's easier than anything else. So I definitely think I am a fan of these screw-in links. Very, very easy to use. Now, here is the watch on my wrist. Now, this is looking a little bit big. And I think because what happens is normally it kind of mounts here and kind of starts angling down on this frame. You can kind of see the difference. It definitely is going to make it a bigger lug-to-lug width, okay? Especially because this area right here is actually inflexible, these two little areas. So really that is the distance. So it's pretty substantial. Definitely going to be better for those who are looking for a larger watch, but not terrible. It could be worse, let me put it that way. And I'm definitely going to be keeping one of these like this. Love the look, love the design, and actually it feels like it just works, right? So lets me kind of get a sense of time, how long I'm spending on something. Don't have to go through the menus, and with the negative face, it's just really hard to read unless you have a lot of light. So just being able to do a quick, quote unquote timer is really useful to me. And I still love having the functionality of what you have with this watch. I'm able to find my phone easily. I'm able to, charge it solar. I mean, it's just a great little watch. I don't say little, but actually compared to a lot of G-Shocks, this still isn't even that bad. The band looks good. There's definitely plenty of space for expansion. It does not have micro adjustments that I can tell, but it does have a half link. And there's like another even smaller link down here, I think. Yeah, right there. So you can kind of play with it a little bit more. It's not going to be perfect fit all the time for everyone, but it's good that they have a half link in there in addition to the normal. Anyway, what do you guys think? Is this something that you would do with your watch? I mean, it was pretty easy. I just used what they actually had included except for the tweezers, and that was mostly for convenience sake. Either way, this is beautiful, and I love it. I'm probably going to be wearing this at least for the next week or so. And yeah, let me know. Is this the kind of content that you would be interested in watching? Thanks again for your time. We'll talk again soon.